don't trust no nigga, don't trust no Christian. Don't trust no nigga, don't trust no Christian. Don't trust no nigga, don't trust no Christian.
So, I'm a bit weary now. I think that Google, Amazon, and places like that where consumers share their feedback, we as consumers have to be able to decipher whether a review is the validity of someone's experience. I bought plenty of things off of Amazon that had poor ratings and someone was incompetent or they did not quite understand something regarding the product. They're overcorrecting, and it's not fair to potential consumers. With Amazon, you can ask a question, and very rarely have I received, just like a 60-40 split, have I received a logical, sound response. You'll ask a question, they'll say yes, or they'll say I don't know, or they'll say contact the manufacturer, or they'll just completely answer in some nonsense. It's just that's what I need to correct. But even with that, you can't respond, you can't engage. So I would love a more forum approach, or even with Amazon reviews. If it's my opinion and the merchant or another consumer has an inquiry, then we as individuals should be able to decide whether or not we want to engage with others and like a back and forth as far as like additional feedback versus posting a review and waiting on Amazon to quote unquote approve it. Or if it's too critical or they don't like something about the review, they give you some vague, ambiguous, you violated our terms, etc., not telling you what they did not like or what about the review was red flagged. So you can correct it. You take the time to review something and share your feedback. It should be allowed to be published. So that is quite annoying when you have something to say and someone else is micromanaging how you say it, what they approve, what they don't approve. When, I don't know, if they feel they need to verify reviews, they can put a symbol next to it if it meets Amazon's or Google's or whoever else's standard of approval. But consumers should be able to read whatever they want to read. Like, you should know if someone really got a product and they're really reviewing it, or if they're on some bull and this is not a review you should pay attention to. Let us decide that. But don't let me review something in detail and then you tell me we can't approve it, it doesn't meet the terms, and you send me some 10-point bulletin that doesn't even tell me exactly what the issue is, and it's just not fair. Second, with Google, I rarely have to post on Google reviews. And I'm noticing that this particular review that I'm trying to post, I've tried from different Gmail accounts. And my initial review was very detailed. It explained what transpired. I attached photographic evidence and everything. And the review has just been sitting for several days, right? Just not showing. It'll show me when I go to look at my account, but if you're looking as a potential person or someone who's not logged in on my information, it's not available to the public. So I don't know if it's a picture freeze, I don't know what, but again, let people give their feedback. Stop micromanaging what someone says. And then this particular review that I'm trying to post, they done had like 8 5-star generic 1-sentence reviews. Like, but if you have a detailed review, complete sentences, photos that people like me want to read, I want to see tell me what happened, not just, oh, they're great. That's not a real review. That's not even a review. So it's becoming whitewashed. I'm not so sure. I mean, I rarely would trust reviews anyways. to that degree because of shit like this. You don't even get to know how many reviews are posted that we don't see. These 5-star ratings, this is not organic. And again, the onus is on us as consumers to decipher the validity of what someone shared and how relevant it is to what our experience is going to be. Think of your cell phone carrier. You probably know someone who rags on them, yet you don't have a negative experience. So you don't allow their experience to become yours. This should be no different. If a company has to remove your review, they should also be obligated to explain to you exactly what the transgression was and why it violated their terms and why they're removing it. To be so vague and ambiguous is stupid. Nonetheless, if you haven't violated anything, you should be able to post freely what your experience is. If you have a sound business, you're not worried about someone's opinion or perspective with your company because you're above board. You're doing things correctly. Not providing people some generic response under each comment that is critical of your company. Trying to gaslight consumers and insult their intelligence with these lies and contradictions when someone calls out your poor behavior and poor practices. So the companies and businesses are one thing, but when Amazon and Google are micromanaging our feedback, I have a problem with that. Case in point, this review wouldn't post from my main account. It shows on my end that it's been posted for 7 days, but it doesn't show up on searches. Meanwhile, I took down the photos, changed some of the wording, and posted it under another account, and within seconds, it's now live and available to the public. But they want to tout, be a local guide, attend our, they had a meeting or something celebrating, thanking us for giving feedback and encouraging us to do more. And be a local guide representative and share your feedback. For what? If I'm going to take the time to cultivate a review and you're going to turn on and micromanage it and not allow me to share it, what's the point of posting a review? If my review is trash, that's not for you to decide. That's not for the company to decide. Let the people decide. Again, I've read reviews or on Google and Amazon that were not true to my experience, or I could pinpoint. For instance, if a product does a particular feature and the description says XYZ, yet this person bought it thinking ABC, I don't fault the company or the person, but they should be allowed to share that, whether it's incoherent or not. That's where the company should be able to respond directly to that review so we can see it and call out, hey, you pointed out that the device does XYZ. If you look in the description, you do, you know what I'm saying? That's how you combat the quote-unquote negative reviews. So all you're doing is encouraging people to email us saying, if you modify or delete your review, we'll give you a refund or we'll give you a gift card. So this is another reason why when I review something, I try to be objective and fair because I want to make sure that people can make their informed decisions when they're spending their money. So this overcorrection, this micromanaging, approving feedback, you're not really getting objective feedback if someone else is deciding whether or not your content can be posted or how it can be posted. We're not being vulgar. We're not making threats. We're not anything like that. You won't post a detailed review, but I can post how great they are, and then it's live within seconds. But if I'm critical of them, it doesn't show. So what's the point of reviewing things? Don't call me a local guide if I can't share my honest opinions and it not be posted for people to see. You have these stars by my name, and I'm highlighted as a local guide, and getting emails and go to this event and go invite here and share this and thank you for this, all this other bullshit. But when I make a meaningful review, it's not available to people who need to see it. Because how many people need to see this information who could avoid the negative experience that I had? So it's bullcrap. So I ask you, can you truly trust Google and Amazon and whoever else micromanages reviews and doesn't allow people to share their thoughts openly and freely? Even if you have a review and let's say you're using vulgarities, they should just asterisk it out if they feel it's so-called violating their terms or shit. Put 18 and over. I hate that we live in a world where people lack emotional intelligence enough to decipher whether or not something is appropriate or inappropriate or controlling someone's expression. There's a difference between harassment and bots and just nonsensical behavior versus someone simply having a personality. If you're bothered by someone cussing, or get your ass off the fucking internet, get the fuck out of here. Even with YouTube now, I don't even know, it's not fun anymore. You can't even be free. If you don't like what I post, even with Reddit, if you don't like my comment, bitch, block me and move the fuck on. Why the fuck are you so worried? You want to argue. You want to report people. You want to downvote. That shit is so fucking tragic and lame. I wish I could put a face to these people. If I feel like someone's getting on my nerves and I control my interaction, I'm just going to block and move the fuck on. I don't got to report you. I'm not going to argue with you. I don't need to downvote you. It's just so cowardly. And these companies and websites don't make it any better when they enable these behaviors. If we're not allowed to freely express ourselves and allow people to make a decision whether or not they want to engage with us, take what we say at face value, that's for them to decide as an individual. So until they allow us to share our thoughts freely, I'm a little apprehensive right now with a lot of this shit, and it just makes you wonder. You can't trust these people anymore because you can't freely share yourself without someone being offended by someone they don't even know and lacking the wherewithal on how to respond to that maturely. They want to abuse protocols and systems. It's disgusting. Even with YouTube and content creators and how they have to abide by so much. They took mine away, and it's like, let me share what I want. Let me say what I want. Let me authentically be me. I'm so tired of people trying to dim someone else's light or make someone feel bad because they cuss or whatever. Who gives a fuck? You got people talking about, you got content creators talking about how they're going to use less cuss words, or let that be a personal decision to make. Don't be bullied into not being able to react or respond organically, or even with ads. Now it's about money. So is it kid friendly? So they're posting content. I think I did a video on this. I had posted a video discussing something, and White Man Can't Jump. Dick Gregory made a comment about something, and basically I shared it, right? It was flagged for sexual something, nudity, blah, 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 blah. Mind you, nothing was nude. Obviously nothing was nude, right? Meanwhile, Cardi B's WAP is public. plenty of stripper songs are public. These women are in bra and panties, butt naked, twerking, you name it. That's billions and hundreds of millions of views. But an educational video is flagged. It's shut down. When you call out powers to be in situations and institutions, you're crazy, you're this, you're that, you're blocked. I'm just tired. I am just so tired. It's bullshit, and it's pissing me off when I think about it. I don't even know what to say anymore.
Don't trust no nigga, don't trust no Christian.